lanes, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capping space. I won't stop till I hear him say,
welcome back, and we are back with I'm not ready to love. Oh my goodness. Okay, Freudian slip on my part. Did you hear that, Claire? I made a Freudian slip. Married at First Sight, season 17, episode 24. It is the Denver reunion, part 1. How's everybody today? How are you, Kimberly?
I am doing well. How about you?
I'm great. Do you realize here in Michigan, here in Detroit, it is a balmy, wonderfully warm, sunny 78 degrees today?
Wow, it is hot in North Carolina too. Got up to about 85 today. I think it's 82 now.
Oh, yeah. Spring is springing and moving quickly into summer.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Hey there, Miss Iffy. How are you? Design with Emma. Okay. Let's see. Let me go through these real quick, guys. Welcome in. Have a seat. Get your popcorn ready. Right. Hey there, my friend Be Amazing Sylvia. Oh, hey, Mike the Ranger, Coach Mary Ma. Good to see you. Design with Emma, Pandy's hair care, hair candy, and more. And Miss Iffy from across the pond in the UK. Hey, girl.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah, how's everybody? All right. Yes. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, she's giving us the forecast over there. She's saying very warm also here in London. Okay.
Wow.
All right. Good to hear that. Yeah. What did you think? Just overall before we get into the specifics, Kimberly, what did you think of this reunion part 1? Were you surprised or shocked by anything?
I was surprised that they were still so divided. That's the thing that I was surprised. All this time, I guess they say maybe 2 months goes by between the decision day and reunion, I think, and they were still just so upset. Everybody, well, the ladies mostly.
Yeah, thank you. I was just about to say, I think it's the ladies and not so much the men. I think,
Yes.
and we're going to get into, like I said, the specifics, but if you were to venture a guess as to why the ladies were so upset, what would you imagine? What do you think the reason could be? Like you said, and this is months after they've went their separate ways. What do you think it is?
To me, I just feel like they're still fighting to be right and they haven't been proven right yet. So that is really bothering them. Because to me, it seems like both sides are lying. The guys are telling a little bit of a lie and the women as well. So I think that's what it is. They haven't proven their case and won us over yet. So I think that is getting to them.
Okay. Do you think, like with for example, with Becca, do you think she kind of maybe has some little bit of niggling of regret that she listened to the ladies and got rid of her husband?
Ooh, that could be a point because we saw a few couples try to make connections again. So that could possibly be it.
I kind of think so. I have a feeling from watching this, and even from the episodes leading up to this, that she's so busy listening to that Claire and Emily. I didn't see so much Lauren, contributing to this with her, but I saw Emily and Claire contributing, and I think she's so busy listening to them, and especially with Claire. Claire, nobody this season should have been listening to Claire, in my opinion.
Right.
Claire saw that she didn't like her, in my opinion, she didn't like her husband. So to me, she set out to kind of divide the ladies from their husband as well.
I agree 100%.
Oh, thank you for that. Let's see. Get this typed up real quick here. Hey there, Colton. Good to see you. Welcome in. Welcome in. Colton's in the house. Hey there. Yes, yes, yes. Good to see you. Okay, so let me go ahead and go over here. I started this new thing where I'm doing banners now. All right, to kind of jog memories and whatnot, and so people know what we're talking about. Okay,
Mhm.
so in this first one, we're going to talk about the question was asked by Becca: what should have taken priority, the optics on TV or the actual marriage? And what are your thoughts about this as it relates to Married at First Sight?
I think the marriage should have taken priority. Optics, okay, I understand everybody wants to be seen in a good light, but you
Hmm.
really have to focus on your partner, this process, because they didn't. They didn't give it a fair chance. They came from day maybe 3 or 4. They just immediately came up with a game and they were just playing the game the whole time, but it didn't work in their favor because they were too concerned about optics and just winning and not being seen in a bad light, which I understand that part, but they did
Hmm.
not focus on the marriage, getting to know their partner, or even understanding their partner. That was not priority at all. They just, this optics word is just like every season, there's a word that we
Yeah.
learn, we have to pull out our dictionary and
Mm,
and get into the true meaning because sometimes they overuse it, they misuse the words. So I
hmm.
really feel like the marriage should have been priority.
Yeah, I think so too. I totally agree with you because if in fact, well, here, let me say it this way though, if in fact the ladies and the gentlemen, if they really came for a marriage, but this is
Mhm.
where I guess we have to kind of, it makes me think not everybody here came for a marriage. Like for example, without knowing their hearts, again, this is just my opinion. I don't see Orion actually having come for the marriage. I don't see
Mhm.
that. He's
Yeah.
one example, and I'm not so sure that Claire came for the marriage either. Because if you tell me you're coming on this show, a show where total strangers, supposedly experts, pick your
Yeah.
husband or your spouse for you, your wife, and then you tell me you fall apart the first day or two, you don't like the way your partner looks, and you weren't really mature enough or prepared, you weren't a good person to come on this process.
Right.
And while we were doing that, I wanted to give this definition. I looked it up, and according to the Googler says that optics is the scientific study. Oh, wait a minute. No, not that kind of optics. No. I'm
Mhm.
sorry. It's giving optics in.
I think it's like the second or third one because I did the same a while back.
Mhm. Okay. Okay. Yes. The way in which an event or course of action, so in this case, course of actions, we'll say, is perceived by the public. That's optics. Okay, there we
Mhm.
go. Because the other optics was talking about more your eyesight type of situation.
Mhm.
So that's optics. So yeah, I think that the mayor should have taken priority. Otherwise, if people don't have the maturity and and more specifically, maturity is required in this process, and also open-mindedness, because we see, even though as crazy as we always talk about these experts, but over the years they have several, you count up to 17 seasons. I mean, I'm not saying the odds are high, but you got several couples that have made it, now have children, happily married. You got Woody and Amani, you've got Jamie and Doug, you've got the other couple. Oh, what can I think of their name? The other black couple, Greg, and
Oh yeah, Greg. Deanna.
yeah, something like that. Deanna, yeah, Greg and
Yeah.
Deanna. So you
Mhm.
got couples that have actually made it, but they came into the process really ready for marriage. I think that's a thing. Um, but moving forward, what about this? What about the four wives we talked about on this episode? There were the four wives that wore pink. You had Lauren, you had Claire, you had Becca, and you had Emily. And we find out they're talking about that apparently why did they wear pink? What was that for? What was the message behind that?
Yeah, the lady said it was them standing in their power, which I like. You know, it was a good idea. Kind of nice to see them coming together. That's one thing I like each season. The bonds that are formed is, kind of nice as long as they're positive and uplifting and encouraging each other to go the right way. I'm all for the sisterhood, but yeah, they were just really standing in power. That's what they say their pink was for.
Right. And then of course we know the fifth wife,
Mhm.
that was Chloe. Chloe was in purple, and she explained to Kevin, the host, Kevin Frazier, that, because of the timing, because she came in so late in the process, the bonds had already formed between these four women.
Mhm.
And she just was not a part, but she like you, she agreed that women empowerment is important.
Yes.
It's a great thing, and women should stand together for one another. I'm wondering though if this bond that these four wives, the Lauren, Claire, Becca, and Emily, I'm wondering if that bond was a little bit toxic though, and a little bit codependent, because
Mhm.
I think you can be friends with someone of the same gender. Women can be friends with one another, but when you start involving these three strangers in your marriage, because remember now, they look at each other in one sense. They look at each other as friends because they're going through the same process, and not many people have been through this process. So I get that,
Right.
but in their mind, they're thinking of these women are all their friends, and I think that's a quick assessment to make in 6 weeks, 8 weeks, that this person is credible and they're going to be my friend and I'm going to take their advice, that they're wise. I don't know enough about them. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree. I think Chloe played it smart. I don't think it was truly the timing, but that was a professional answer because,
Yes.
like you said, it was the women and they were not positive and encouraging, to stay with
No.
the marriage. Their thing was leave, run. Our marriage didn't work, so don't you take whatever. So
Yeah.
it was not
Don't
a
step over
positive
that
bond.
man. Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
And
You don't like his skirt. You don't want him wearing your pearls. Leave him.
right. That's why you're right. You get what I'm thinking too. And you guys in the chat, drop in the chat if you feel like there's something. I see there's some comments. Let me get over to that side. Okay, hold on. See what you guys are saying. Oh, hey there, moderator extraordinaire. Good to see you. That's LMV in the house. Yay. Yay. And then we got this here. I can put this up. Guys, you go over and subscribe to my co host, Kimberly Reviews. She does excellent live watches on her channel, as well as she does budgeting, finances, and travel. She has travel vlogs over there. And I think, have you dropped it yet? The thing to Italy,
I
your blog?
have it, so I'm trying to weigh when to drop it. I thought about doing it today, but it is ready for you all. So I went to Italy, Switzerland, and the smallest country in the world, which is Vatican City. So can't wait for you
Ooh.
all to see and take a virtual vacation with me.
Oh, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. I know a few friends of mine that have went to the Vatican City and
Yeah,
they all raved about it. So I'm looking forward to all of those the videos coming out with that soon. So
yeah,
be sure you drop that soon and you let me know so I can put it up on my community wall too, okay?
I will. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. But back to this crazy show. Um let's see. We find out, moving along, we find out health wise that Cameron is doing better. Kev asked him about his health, and he says
Mhm.
that he has actually ridden his mountain bike and had a few long rides on his bike, because at one while, we know that he was saying that he didn't know if he would ever ride his mountain bike again. So that was good to hear that he was back. He's healing and he's doing better.
It was.
Yeah. So let's see here. Okay. This is a question that I had. Okay. This is a question that I had. Do you feel, Kimberly, and out there in the audience, and if you're watching on the replay, hey, be sure you hit the like button and let me know what you think about this in the comment section. Do you think that all the wives, that the four wives, I'm sorry, the four wives we discussed, Lauren, Claire, Becca, and Emily, those that were dressed in pink and that were for the women empowerment, do you think these four wives seem to have lumped all of their husbands into a great big generalization? Because that's kind of what I got out of this reunion so
I
far.
agree. Yeah, they did. They didn't give the husbands a fair chance. And it's like once they started talking, they just kind of said they were all acting the same way. They didn't let the women speak up, according to the ladies. They said the men just kind of led them down a dark path. And instead of jumping off the truck, they just rode and didn't speak up. So they all kind of said the same thing. So I think they did just lump them together. And that was the toxic situation that you mentioned earlier.
Yes.
Communicating their wants and desires. They just listened to the ladies, and it was negative the whole season.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. That's what I felt like. Because even from the beginning, we heard Claire. Remember, on her first or second night of her honeymoon, Claire kept saying, "We don't find each other attractive," and
Mm,
which Cameron didn't say anything. But if from what I recall, early this season, that far back, 20 some odd weeks ago, months ago, he
hmm.
looked at her like in total disbelief, like, what? I didn't say that I didn't find you attractive. Like, she was giving all
Right.
this, we don't find each other attractive. I guess we're just gonna have to
Hmm.
muddle along, this type of talk. And if you follow her, if you watch and listen to what she's saying to Kevin Frazier, a lot of times she misuses we. She will
Yeah.
talk for the other women. And my thing is, why can't you just say I?
Mm,
I wasn't attracted to him. I
yes.
felt like, I was concerned that maybe things wouldn't work out. Why is it always we? I think she uses that, in my estimation, as a way to deflect and to get, like, once again, that whole word, the optics.
Hmm.
I think she uses the we to kind of lessen the blow, because if she were to say I wasn't attracted to my husband, she's afraid of what the public might, do to her or say to her, right?
So
Which
true.
Yeah, which didn't seem to help, because we're hearing that, rumor has it on the streets and on Reddit that the people are already polling her workplace to get her fired.
Oh, no, I missed that.
Yeah, girl, it's a lot going on. You had Lauren fighting out there in social media, trying to get people to lessen up on her and let things go, but she's just not.
Mm,
I don't think she's a good person, and I'm not. I would never go that far. I think these people and social media go too far with these reality shows, because I don't know these people. Do you know any of these people, Kimberly?
sure don't. I do not.
Yeah, so I mean, but and to take somebody to mess with somebody's money and their livelihood, that's way too far. Way, way, way too far. Um, but let's go ahead and get into the couple specifically, and I'll pull the photographs up real quick. The first couple up we have is, where are these people? They're hiding. They're always hiding from me. Here we go. Okay, speaking of, yeah, Claire and Cameron, they were one of the first couples that were discussed at the reunion that came up and that Kevin interviewed. What did we learn about this couple? What did you think of what they had to say?
I thought it was funny that Claire had her little Freudian slip.
Mhm.
Something
Now
about she was
explain that.
saying that.
Now explain that, because a lot of these people aren't actually even watching the show. We're all they get for a recap. So now explain the Freudian slip. What was she saying?
Yeah, so Claire was trying to explain that she was the puppet, and I guess Cameron was the master, but she mixed up and said that Cameron was the puppet. And then she said, "Oh no, I was the puppet." And it was funny because
Right.
Cameron called her out on it so fast. He said, "Oh, yeah, that Freudian slip was the right way to say it." I said, "No,
Hmm.
he is so quick on his toes. I love that. Hate it for his wife to be." But oh, that guy is so wise and quick
Yeah,
with his
he called it.
words, so witty.
Yeah,
Yes.
he is. And
But she, oh, go
go
ahead.
ahead. No, no, no. You go ahead. I'm sorry. My
Yeah,
bad.
I don't like her hair though. She changed her hair. She had more brown, less blonde
Yeah.
highlight.
Yeah, it was different. Here's
Hmm.
I saw a lot again on social media, like on Instagram, specifically on their Lifetime page, when they put up the clips of her and Cameron. A lot of people were asking, was that a wig she was wearing? Now, I didn't think it was a
Oh,
wig. No, I don't think it was. I think that's her hair. If you looked at her all season, she has
yeah,
very thick hair. She has just
yeah.
very, like unusually thick hair, beautiful head of hair. To your point, I actually like the color. I like that color actually much better than that brassy blonde that she had with the brunette. Like it was like two
Mhm,
tone, real dark and real light. I actually
mhm.
like that color, like I don't know, it was like a cinnamon or auburn. I thought it looked prettier on her complexion. What I didn't like so much was her hairstyle was matronly. I thought it was older.
Oh, maybe that's what it was. Something just didn't fit well.
Yeah, yeah, it was definitely it was off because a lot of people were complaining about a lot. Like I said, a lot of people that I saw comments. I was surprised the number of people thought it was a wig. I was like, nah, that's not a wig. That's her hair. That's her hair.
Mhm.
But yeah, it either way, she did not. What did you think about her outfit? She decided to wear the pink pantsuit. How did you like that shimmery pink pantsuit that she had on with the belt?
I liked it. Very pretty. Even her lip gloss. I think she was the one with the pink lip gloss.
Yep, yep, she
It
was.
was very pretty. I did like it. It went together very well. So I'm not into fashion though, so I could be all wrong, but
Yeah, I thought, well,
it
I
looked
no,
good.
you're right. You're spot on. I thought it was cute. I thought it was a the color, the jumpsuit was nice on her. She looked nice. Um, it's just I think, like I said, the only thing about it, the hair. If the hair had have been just a little bit more styled a different way, I think even an
Mhm.
updo would have been really cute on her. You know,
Yes,
a
yes.
nice little updo with some tendrils coming down, a high ponytail or something of that
Hmm.
nature.
Hmm.
I think that would have been more went along with the formal pantsuit that she had on because it was like
Yes.
a definitely after five look. Okay, but moving along, we've got this next couple. We got Becca and Austin. Now this was something. This was something. Uh Basically Austin, I mean, like, is he still like trying to let us know that he still has feelings for Becca? What did you think?
Yes, and I think that's kind of the deal that the route that all the men tried to take. They wanted to be seen still in that positive light and make it seem like they were still interested in trying. Because, Becca and Austin kind of played this role. Claire and Cameron did the same thing. Cameron acted like he wanted another try at the friendship. So, yeah, I agree. Austin did try to make it seem for the camera that he would be
Mhm.
willing to, but I don't believe it. I just think that's them still trying to, clear the air, have a nice name, and be seen in a positive light. So they're still trying to clean up.
So in other words, the optics again.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, all right then. I got you. I got you. Next up, Chloe and Michael. What did you think about them? And by the way, I thought Chloe looked really beautiful in her purple dress. I love that.
Yes, very pretty. They did well for the reunion. They came ready, and I really don't see anything wrong with Michael's attire. He looked much better at the reunion this time around, so I thought that was good. I was a little nervous to see, kind of what he would show up in. I liked his haircut. He cut his hair finally for us. It looked very good. Just still sad that they couldn't make it. I don't know who to go after because I was ready to go after Chloe at one point, but then Michael flipped the script and decided to say no on decision day. So just seeing him not being ready to be married, kind of like you said earlier in the show, I'm not sure 100% that he wanted to be married. Now, because he was the one with the runaway bride. So how did
Right.
he give up so fast? They went above and beyond to find another lady who matched what he wanted. He said that Chloe was exactly what he wanted. And then he still said no and kind of gave up a few days before decision day. He didn't give it his all like Chloe said she did. So that was not fair to us as the viewers. It wasn't fair to Chloe. And it wasn't fair to Michael either. I think he should have just communicated better about the 5 children at a time that she wants to adopt. I really think that was the turning point.
Right, right. That's what I'm thinking too. I'm thinking that it
Mhm.
has something to do with that. And I really wish he would have been a little more honest and
Yeah.
straightforward with her. Like, he came into the process. It looked good in the beginning. Both he and Chloe seemed like they were mature enough for the process. They were open
Mhm.
minded enough for the process.
Yes.
But the one thing that fell apart, and I think I saw this on both sides with he and her, she didn't tell him, early on when he kept wearing these skirts, these dresses, talking about he wanted to wear her pearls and her brooches. you could see as the audience, I feel like as the viewer, I felt like she absolutely was not really into that. And for me,
Mm-hmm.
it was like something that he could have eased her into. Like, I don't
Yes.
know why, if you know you're a bizarro, weird person, I'm sorry, you're
Mhm.
unique. Let me say it that way. You're unique.
Right.
You're very unique, and you know that because he's very self-aware. So he has to know he's very unique in how he dresses. And I think a
Mm-hmm.
lot of it to me seems to be like he's doing it for attention. But if you know this about yourself, you just met this person. This is not somebody you grew up with, you went to college with, and they know all these things about you. Why not ease them into, it's not that you're being someone different, but why not just ease
Mm-hmm.
them into getting to know that?
Yeah.
And
But my thing,
she didn't tell him, but you're right, he didn't tell her either that he was. We saw
yeah.
the same expression on his face, like a look of horror when she said the 5 kids, adopted kids, and a farm and living out in the country.
Yes.
He's not a country guy.
No, not at all.
Mm-mm.
Wow. Yeah, I think Mavs got it right with the couples for the person they presented themselves to be during the interview. I think they matched them right there, but they were just not genuine. They were being fake in those interviews.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just like these people are putting on optics for us
Yeah.
when the season starts. They put on optics. Well, look at Brennan. What did Brennan say? Brennan said, speaking of Brennan, hold on. Let me get over to him. Let's get that out the way, and then we're gonna wrap this puppy up. Um, Emily and Brennan, we'll move on to them.
Mhm.
They we didn't get to see all of their session with Kevin and what they had to say. They kind of ended on that note to kind of keep us to come back for next week, for the part two.
Mhm.
But let's just talk about this for a minute. What you were just saying, we know that Brennan, maybe about 4 or 5 or more weeks ago, I love this one thing that Pastor Cal did right. He got it right. He brought the like this iPad, and he showed Brennan. He showed what Emily said in her interview, and I will say that for the most part, it seemed like everything she said that she would try, she was doing that. She was trying, right? But
Mhm.
when they showed him, he said, "Oh, I'm this easygoing person. I'm so positive. I'm this, I'm that,
Yes.
and the third." We were like, "What? Where is that person at?
Right. Night
Who?"
and day.
Not in day, exactly. So, like, he absolutely was lying. So we see that part of the problem that the experts have is that these people are lying. So then, by them lying, how do we know? How do we know? How do we?
Mhm.
How do we get it right if they're lying to the experts? The experts can't. They don't know what to go by.
Mhm. That's so true.
They don't know what to go by. So but back to this couple and in the actual reunion set. um Brennan had a very good question for Emily. Emily, if you didn't want to go along with this idea that he had for the optics, and this goes for all four, the other three
Yes.
brides too, why did you guys go along with it? If you say that you really came for marriage and you
Mhm.
honestly wanted to find your partner, you thought the experts might have a better chance at it than what you've had so far in your dating life.
Mhm.
Why did the women go along with it? Because come to find out, now here's the thing. I lost a friendship over this. This is wild, okay? I
Oh.
lost a friendship over this. One of my YouTuber friends that I met through YouTube, but we became friends in real life,
Okay.
IRL in real life. Um, I think, and I'm going to say this as a woman who has went through DV myself, and
Mhm.
survive and thrive from it afterwards. I think a
Awesome.
lot of women were, thank you. A lot of women though were triggered by Brennan because he kept giving the steely eyes to her, and she kept acting like she was so afraid. And every time he said, "Well, go ahead and tell your truth," and she was like, "Well, no, I'm afraid." She would get that look on her face like she was afraid. But what did
Mhm.
we find out about Emily? The truth of the matter was Emily was out there tonguing down and making out with an Australian guy doing her early in her marriage.
A stranger.
A
Someone she met at the
stranger.
bar, I think, right?
That's yeah, at the bar. That's something. That's the
Woo.
story of her life. That's the story of Emily's life. Emily likes one night stands. Let's just put that out there. She put it out there. She said it,
Mhm.
and a lot of people got angry with me early on when I kept saying, "Why would a husband want a wife who's a floozy?"
Right. She needs the open relationship. I think that's what they calling it. And
Yeah,
that seems like the only thing that would work for her. Is a partner who would be okay with her running out, doing her little thing when she gets bored.
exactly. Or even when he's not willing, when the husband's not, maybe, just like we talk about women, we have the right to say no to our husbands. Some days,
Hmm.
we've had a horrible day at work. We might be on our menstrual cycle,
Yeah.
whatever. I'm talking about not a woman that is trying to keep, not a woman that's trying to control her husband or anything like that. But I'm saying, but you have a legitimate reason. But the same thing goes for men sometimes too. What if he had a horrible day at work? What if he's got so much pressure on him and he's got a project to do? He can't even think
Yeah.
about that right now. He's got to focus on the project. Emily, when I get this done at the end of the week, but Emily can't wait because let's say it's Tuesday. Emily can't wait. She got to get her some. She goes
My
out to
kind of
the bar.
man.
She goes out to the bar and catches a stranger, right?
Disgusting. No
I
growth.
think I think so. I think so. But we saw it at the what was that? The what do you call that when you're getting married and you have that party? What do you call that party?
Bachelorette party.
The bachelorette. Thank you. The bachelorette. My brain would differ, man. Bachelorette party. We saw her. I mean, like she had no underwear on and she was doing a full somersault with her, what, hanging out. Come on now, this
Twerking
girl
on the wall, upside down. Sure
is
was.
upside down. But my goodness, like come
On
on.
TV with cameras around. That says a lot. What you would do on a camera,
Yeah, but
that tells a lot.
we saw her throughout the season. And wait a minute, guys. I'm not saying that Brennan is no prize. I'm not saying
Right.
that. But this girl, first of all, not only was she loosey goosey with the activities, but
Hmm.
she was also, most of the time we saw her, she was drinking, she was
Hmm.
sloppy. She was at Chloe and Michael's wedding, knocking drinks out of the people's hands at the reception because she had too much to drink. But
Yep.
here's the thing. Let me say this about Emily. This is my opinion. In my opinion, Emily is a mean girl when she drinks and when she doesn't. She's mean.
Hmm.
And so all the people out there that were saying that, well, Brennan, he was so mean, he was doing this, he was doing that. You know what? Yeah, Brennan is not a good communicator. Absolutely. I
Right.
agree with you on that. Brennan actually didn't like his wife. I agree with you on that. And I
Hmm.
think once he realized he didn't like her, he also knew right away that he wasn't going to try to like her. But
Yes.
I just want to know, by a show of hands out there that are watching now and on the replay, or put it down in the comment, how many of you people, male or female, would want a spouse that's loosey goosey, that goes off and makes out with a stranger during your honeymoon or your early in your wedding in the first month or two, right? How many people
Mm.
would like that? How many people would like to be married to a person that stays ridiculously drunk and sloshy and just sloppy? Like,
Yeah.
how many people would like that? Would you want that to be your partner in life?
No, thank you.
No. So I think he had absolutely well within his rights to
Yeah.
not like Emily as his wife. Not saying that he didn't
Hmm.
like her as a person, because we did see some nurturing, would you say, like during the point where she had the that snowmobile accident? We saw some nurturing
Yeah.
coming from that man.
For sure. So much so that she literally fell back in love with Brennan and thought that they were going to ride off into the sunset and be together forever. But he was just being a caring partner.
That's it. That's it. That's all. Guys, please like the video. Like the video. Go over and subscribe to Kimberly Reviews. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think he was being a caring partner. He was being
Hmm.
a halfway decent, human being.
Right.
And so my thing is, I think he liked Emily as a person, but he told
Hmm.
her in privacy, when the cameras were gone, he told her that this is not going to work. This is not going to
Yes.
fit. I don't want a wife, and I'm not saying he said the loosey goosey part. That's me just saying it. Like, she's not in front of my face right now. So,
Right.
but if her friends, if her mother, if her best friend can't sit down and have a conversation with this girl and tell her that this behavior is unbecoming, and the reason why you're 31 or 32 and you've never had not one single relationship is
Yeah.
because the way you carry yourself, like, is really is wild.
So true. And it's sad that none of the women stood up and said that to her. The four women that she, was so close with, they should have been able to speak up because they don't really have a secured bond like maybe her other friends, but they should have been more honest with her because that is a big walking red flag. If you can't get past the second date with any man, and then
Mhm.
you're oftentimes having one night stands and then randomly hooking up with people, that is terrible. And nobody's calling her out on it.
Nobody, because everybody wants to like just appease her, just be,
Hmm.
like, oh, I'm your friend, Emily. I would, no, you got to tell. I believe in telling my friends the truth. Now,
Yes, me
sometimes
too.
that means that I do lose some friends along the
Yep.
way, but
Or we
that's
take a
okay.
break.
That we take a break. But that's
Yeah.
okay. And I got one more thing that Emily, she admitted early on that a lot of people didn't seem to either they didn't think it was a big deal, or they either didn't hear her when she said it. And there was a discussion about it early on. She was not good with finances. Now she has a great job, a good career. She's college educated, has her
Hmm.
degree, and all these things that the modern woman says that they must have to be powerful. She had all that going for her, right? But at
Yes.
the end of the day, she was telling Brennan when they started talking, having their talks about financing early on. She said, "I just don't know where my money goes. I'm really bad at managing my money." Now, tell me, as someone who does that professionally, what do you think about that?
It's sad because there's so much help out here. If you want help, the help is readily available. YouTube has multiple free videos on financing, budgeting, and even just the motivation to budget. And then there's people like me, financial coaches, who can help you. I'm so glad to hear Brennan, though. He was like, oh, that's fine. I can manage the finances. So it was so good to see the man who was supposed to be the leader, the provider, and the protector of the home. It was nice to hear him step up and say that was an area he's good at because that's needed in the home. So he can tell her, no, you're not buying that today. Did you save this amount? So that was nice,
Mhm.
but sad on her part. She has so many strikes.
Right. And she actually, and let me back up. Brennan actually has, and we always talk about this on our other shows like Ready to Love. We talk about this with Chaz being prepared to be a husband because
Hmm.
he had a nice home. Brennan actually had his own home at what, 31? In fact, he's actually younger than Emily. I think he might have been when they filmed this like 29,
I
29 or
think
30.
so.
He
Right.
owns his own home in Denver, which is not a cheap place or area, metro area to live in, but he owns his own home already. So if things had worked out, she could have
Hmm.
moved into his home. The money she was
Right.
paying on rent on her luxury apartment, because we saw she had a very nice apartment now. I give Emily
Yes.
that.
Yes.
You know, she could have put in toward that mortgage or whatever,
Hmm.
but I don't know. I mean, Brennan, no, he's not. Was he the perfect husband? No,
No.
not at all. Not at all. But my thing is this, is that if Emily had any type of integrity at all to her, just like the other women, I'm asking this question. Why did she go along with what Brennan said to do?
Yes. Multiple women. And it was good to see her out of her cast, but it seems like the cast lasted longer than any of the marriages.
Yes. Oh, wait a minute. One last thing, and before we go, what did you think about when Kevin Frazier said to her, and she did look beautiful, by the way. I'm going to give
Yes.
Emily. She looked good too. I forget her actual outfit, but she was in the pink, of course. Her makeup and her hair looked amazing. I think her
Hmm.
hair for the reunion looked better than it had all season. Like, I don't know, she got a better weave. She went to a black hairstylist that knows what to do with these weaves, because whoever she was going to before, I could look and I could almost see the tracks in her head. I was like, "What, you're Emily? Come on now, come on now."
Yeah. Yeah.
Come to the D. Come on over here to Detroit and get your hair done, because they're in the other D in Denver. They apparently don't know how to do weaves, because that was obvious when you could see where her own hair ended and the tracks
Yeah.
of the weave began.
Yeah.
But she looked good. But the question I wanted to say, what did you think when Kevin said, "Hey, you do look really good," because she had that scar all the way in her forehead that was going across. I mean, that was a huge scar. She
Hmm.
said that cosmetic surgery and Botox. What did you think about that? I was trying to figure out where the Botox go. I could see the cosmetic surgery, of course, to remove that scar away. I could definitely see that. But where'd the Botox go?
Right. I'm not sure. I'm not familiar with Botox, but I know it fills your face in a little. So
Yeah,
maybe
it's
it just
a filler.
helped.
Hmm.
Maybe it helped plumped up around the scar or something.
Oh,
I'm not sure.
I really wanted to know because I kept thinking to myself, like, she's only like 30 or 31. What the heck is she doing
Right.
needing Botox
Already.
already? I don't know. I don't know. But you guys stay tuned. Thank you for hanging out with us. Next week we're gonna be the reunion is gonna show finish up with Emily and Brendan. We'll find out more about what he's thinking, what he was saying, and I really want to hear. This is the thing I really want to hear. I want Emily to tell us exactly what was the timeline when she's making out with the Australian guy at the bar while she's newly married, like she's a newlywed. Okay,
Yeah.
I want to know because we've many of us that commentate on this show are wondering, did it happen during the honeymoon? Because remember, a lot of people said when he came back from the honeymoon, that's when you saw Brendan he was just totally done with Emily.
Yes.
So I want to know that. And then last but not least, of course, we've got Lauren and Orion are going to take their swing at each other next week. So that's going to be
Mhm.
juicy.
It
That's going to be
is.
juicy. And I think what we're also going to see is I'm hoping that the experts take their swing at these four wives and these four husbands. And that's Lauren, Claire, Becca, and Emily, Brennan, Orion, uh, Austin, and Cameron. I want
Mhm.
the experts to take their swing and do their damage because I want them to break them down and find out who started what, who
Mhm.
said what, and at what point in time, and why did they give us such a lackluster season? Because that's what it ended up being.
It was. Now, if they do what you said, that would make for a great reunion. We deserve that much.
We do, we do. Because this is what, week 24, and we still got one more week to go. And then they're gonna try to pump in some kind of like, where are they now? Guess what? I
Yes.
won't be watching because I don't give a
Right.
I don't care. Wait a minute, hold on.
Same
We got
here.
before we slide out of here. Let me see what one of our viewers is saying. The Pink Ladies' wives and husbands wanted to be on the show longer. That is why
Mm.
Claire stayed in the apartment after Cameron left. Yeah, that's a good point. That is an
Yes.
excellent point. That's an excellent point because I kept saying from the beginning, a lot of us viewers and bloggers were saying, why is Claire still in that apartment?
Right.
If they didn't let Alyssa, remember Alyssa, I'm a
Hmm.
good person,
Yes.
if they didn't let her stay, why did they let Claire stay?
Right. Good point.
Crazy.
Because Cameron was leaving early on. He stayed nights away multiple times.
Mm-mm-mm. Wow. Yeah, they did. I think all of the men except for I never got the sense that Austin, except for when he told us
Right.
he was leaving on camera. And it was one time he got into a really bad because Becca kept begging him for hot and heavy time. I don't blame
Hmm.
him.
Me
I don't
either.
blame him. Yeah, so he left toward the end, but a lot of those husbands were in and out of there. And of course we know Orion and Lauren, they made it like all of a week and a half. So they were gone.
Right.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Terrible, terrible. But Kimberly, I'm gonna let you come back next week and you're gonna tell the people how to find you and all that because I've got
Okay.
a reunion coming up next in an hour, guys, for Ready to Love, and I got to get ready for that. But thank you guys for tuning in.
Yes.
Please like the video, please subscribe if you haven't already. Need your encouragement to stay going in this YouTube game. It is not
Yes.
easy, I promise you it's not. Oh, wait a minute, one last comment. I try to get everybody in here. Oh, hey there, Sherlock. It's been a while. Oh, I'm in a new marketing job. So much going on my side. Thanks for the reviews. Helps me to relax and catch up. You choose very good co-hosts. Thank you, Sherlock. I do
Oh,
appreciate that.
thank
I'm
you.
I'm going to ask you if you could drop in on the comment section and put some of that in the comment section. That would help with engagement and that would really help my channel. I do appreciate you so much, Sherlock. I remember you too. I
Me
remember you've
too.
been around like you one of those like day oneers from the very
Yes.
beginning. And I appreciate Kimberly and I appreciate you. Okay. Sherlock,
Yes.
make sure you go over and check out Kimberly. She's going to be doing a blog on the Vatican and her travels to Switzerland and Italy. So definitely check that out. But guys, I'm going to end this stream. We're going to put that music up and we're going to get on out of here. We're going to shimmy and shake on out of here. Right, Kimberly?
Yes. Take care.
Yes. As soon as I can find it. There we go. There we go.